There are a lot of mysteries in this world. Did aliens build the pyramid? Who is Jack the Ripper? But I think the most important question here is, who is Kamen Rider O's final form? Is it Putotira? Or is it Tajado? So that's my aim for today's video. I am going to answer this decade-long question. So let's begin by looking at the wiki. The Kamen Rider wiki stated that the final form for O's is Putotira, which I agreed with. Why? Well, let me explain. So the argument here is that because of the bond between AG and Ankh, Tajado is the final form, and it was used in the finale after all. But let's think about it. Final form are always depicted as the last form obtained by a Kamen Rider in their respective shows. Let's take Kamen Rider Den-O for examples. The final form for Kamen Rider Den-O is the Liner form, which is a form where Den-O combines with the Den liner itself. But before he obtained that form, he has the Climax form, which is essentially a combination of all the Imagine, especially Momotaro's. But we still don't consider that as the final form because for narrative reasons. Similarly to this case, Tajado cannot be considered as the final form, even though it is a form made by the bond between our main duo. And from a narrative perspective, Putotira made more sense. As we all know, AG is someone who puts everyone else's desire in front of his own. Putotira is a form where he loses his own humanity in order to protect everyone. If that is not a selfless act, I don't even know what is. And as we all know, the dinosaur medals all came from the strongest greed to exist, which has displayed its power in the finale, and it's pretty strong. But I'm going to be fair here. Let's compare the strength of the two forms because some people see the final form as the strongest form. Putotira has the Meda Gaburyu, which is a bazooka and an axe. Once inserted medals, the user can access its power, and let me remind you what that weapon alone can do. It can shoot out a powerful beam and insta-kill the enemy. It was used to cut all the core medals inside of the grids. It was once used to sweep an entire area with one single strike. And if you remember, there was once an episode where Ankh literally almost died fighting Putotira. Putotira cut both of his wings and causing Ankh to lose the fight. Next feat that we have for the Putotira is that it can extend its tail and wings to help him in fight. It can also breathe ice and freeze enemies if he wants to. And it can fly, which only two O's form can do that. So now let's talk about another thing. In the anniversary movie, the form that was used is Tajado Eternity, which is an upgraded form for Tajado. But let me remind you that this is Ankh who is using it, so of course Tajado is present. And that movie had a more deeper meaning when Tajado is used instead of Putotira. And also, we couldn't just assume any form from the movie as the final form. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes we get stuff like Grease Perfect Kingdom, but sometimes we get stuff like Cross Z-Bill. So in conclusion, O's Putotira combo is much more suitable for the final form title compared to Tajado, from a narrative perspective and from a strength perspective. And many times have the company confirm who is the final form, sometimes in a poster and sometimes in toys like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I think we can all agree that the actual real final form for O's is Super Tatoba.